Friendly observer, actually, and a courtesy to the Secretary of State. We're getting a lot of this information electronically from them. They've been very cooperative in that regard. I just wanted to be here because I thought that there should be a presence of the campaign here.
And what did you think of the statements that he made? Is all of this...
Always encouraging. I'm a firm believer that the Secretary of State should, in this case, be above partisan politics, and hopefully we'll get this most recent episode comments, however they were misconstrued, behind us.
How many volunteers?
We're prepared to go forward based on what he's saying about the absolute need for nonpartisanship and getting an accurate recount. That's what we're about.
What's your expectation that after the recount, the winner will be declared and there will be no challenges, or is it a definite that there are going to be court challenges it's looking ahead at right now?
Depends on what the final number is. My expectation, of course, is that there's going to be a good recount. Norm Coleman's going to come out ahead, and that'll be the end of it. But I'm an insufferable optimist. I've said it before.
How many volunteers, how many attorneys does the Coleman campaign have ready for this?
Hundreds of volunteers, and we still have hundreds, literally hundreds, and we still are putting together the hordes of lawyers. It's not going to be that bad, but one of the things that we want to assess, we actually have available one for every one of the counting stations that we anticipate, the counting areas that we're going to be having to have somebody at. We think we're just debating whether or not we need to do that, or whether we have these people on call or available. We're going through that organizational part right now, but we have people for everything.
Are they all local lawyers, or do you have imported lawyers?
Imported lawyers. Sort of a, well, anyway. No, our lawyers, I think it's a mix. We get volunteers really from all over. And certainly if somebody's an enthusiastic lawyer that knows something about election law, they want to come here from Chicago or, I won't say Canada, but, someplace
Florida?
else. Florida, certainly. A certain amount of experience. Certainly we're going to welcome everybody. We're not going to say, no, we're sorry, this is Minnesota, stay away.
And have you had those people? Has this sparked that kind of interest where you have re-election or recount junkies calling in and
not recount junkies. Let's say I have members of the bar that have contacted me literally from all over the country that have expressed an interest. And we're grateful for that. We're grateful for the offer of support.
Pro bono, or would they be charging the campaign for all this time?
I would expect perhaps both. It would depend.
Are you going to have both volunteers and attorneys at each site?
Yes, that's, as I indicated before, that's our expectation, and that's what we're planning for right now.
I'm a little confused here. It seems like the Coleman campaign is, on one hand, expressing concern about Secretary of State Ritchie. But on the other hand, you're saying we're confident things are going on here, are confident with the way things are going to work here.
It's in our interest to see that this recount be done professionally and fairly. Of course, Secretary Ritchie understands that he comes from a certain partisan background that's going to cause additional scrutiny. I'm sure he's aware of that. Our confidence is in the same professional staff that he has confidence in. We've worked with some of those folks in the past, and we're expecting that we will get from them, as we have in the past, a very fair and professional recount.
So you're not sure about him, but you're sure about his staff? Is that what this amounts to?
Yeah, you could conclude that, but I think he's trying, at least he's publicly trying very hard to overcome those kinds of possible criticisms that in fact are already occurring. I'm sure he'd like to get that behind him. I just assume like they have the focus be on the numbers and the recount, not on him.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.